Eagles, and man, they could not get anything going offensively for 3 quarters, and then all it took was one Saquon run, and all of a sudden they're feeling good about themselves again with the victory in New Orleans.
Yeah, and I think it was spearheaded by that 3rd and 5 one-handed catch by Dallas Goedert. After that, you talked about it, they give it to Saquon Barkley on this play, and with his type of speed and explosive ability, that's a cornerback. He's running away from Marshawn Lattimore. That's how explosive Saquon Barkley is. This is why everybody in the league was mad with the New York Giants for allowing the Philadelphia Eagles to get this guy. He literally brought juice in that second half when they needed it the most. Also had a tough touchdown run to put them up later in the game. But he's their most explosive weapon. We talked about it, Has. They had A.J. Brown out of the game, right? Devontae Smith gets hurt. Will your other players step up? Will your other star players, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, they stepped up at the most opportune time and took this game over in the second half.
Yeah, that you mentioned the injuries that the Eagles were dealing with. Devontae Smith left that game with a likely concussion. Lane Johnson and Mekhi Becton also came out. I mean, look, the win's great, but I mean, that's a concern moving forward for the Eagles.
For sure, right? They have one of the best offensive lines in football, and they're physical, and Lane Johnson is still probably the best right tackle in all of football. But I actually want to give some love to this Philadelphia Eagles defense, right? Everybody has been saying they're much maligned. They've been terrible.
Killing them all week.
Oh, no question. But Jalen Carter, he heard what everybody said. He played out of his mind. He played like a man possessed today. And you kind of saw him be animated at the end talking to the Saints fans and the Saints players. It's because everybody spewed all this trash at him all week. So when he went out there and performed, he talked a little trash. So kudos to Vic Fangio. Anytime you get 2 new coordinators, it's going to be a while before they gel on offense and defense. And that's what we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're starting to gel now that they've played in this system for 3 games.
Reality check for the Saints here?
I don't think it's a reality check. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a good team. Like, a lot of people have picked them to win the NFC East. They went toe-to-toe with the Packers week 1 and won. Now, they did kind of fall back last week with that loss with the Atlanta Falcons, but I think this was a really good win on the road. So I'm not saying, the Saints are reality.
Guys, we just had a chance to see the conclusion of the Eagles. Jimmy taking care of business on the road in New Orleans in a game they were just behind all day long, even though they were putting up yards and marching up and down the field.
Yeah, 2 of the more talented teams in the league, 2 of the best teams in the league. The thing that concerns me about Philadelphia, even though they won the game, they doubled the yardage. They have 6 penalties. They have 2 turnovers. They have breakdowns in the kicking game. And all of that, but because of their talent, they're able to win the ball game. Well, that's going to catch up with you eventually. It caught up with them last week. And, if you keep having penalties, you keep having breakdowns in the kicking game, and you keep turning the ball over, you're going to lose a bunch of those games.
Well, they got play out of some special players today. Saquon Barkley, 147 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. And their tight end, Dallas Goedert, 10 catches, 170 receiving yards. And just moments ago, Goddard with our Pam Oliver.
Well, Dallas, some people, I'm not saying me, but some people are going, where's Dallas Goedert? Where's Dallas Goedert? And you showed up big time today.
Yeah, we got an incredible team. We got, a ton of playmakers on this offense. So I'm just going to wait my turn. When I get my opportunity, I'm going to try to make the most of them. And, it took all of us today. Our defense played unbelievable. It feels really good walking out of here with the W.
How is the offense progressing? I talked to Jalen earlier this week, and he feels like you guys are making great strides. What can you be?
Yeah, we got to keep growing. There's a lot of stuff we got to clean up. We turned the ball over way too many times in the first 3 games. We need to clean that up. Foster, good job, baby. And, that's one thing. We got to focus on the details. We can't hurt ourselves, and we got to stay ahead of the sticks, because if we do, we got a great running back and great receivers. We just got to make sure we can play ahead of the sticks to continue putting up more points than we did today.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, we talked about the big day from Dallas Goedert. His catch down there late obviously put them in position to get the go-ahead field goal. Also in the 4th quarter, Saquon Barkley had that big touchdown run as part of his 2-touchdown day, and he also spoke with Pam.
Well, Saquon, that was definitely a gut. Want to start over? Saquon, that was definitely a gutsy performance, a gutsy win on the road. Tell me about this victory and just how this can propel you guys.
I mean, yeah, this is a great team. They've been balling. They've been playing lights out. Our defense came up big for us today. They bailed us out. You know, we got to do a lot better job on offense, especially starting off quicker. But we never lost hope. We always believe in each other, and we got the job done.
Does this feel like redemption given what happened last week?
No, not really. I mean, the mindset is week by week, man. I'm not really getting too focused on the results, more about the process and the process that we had.
But this is just your team, period, isn't it?
I don't look at it like that. I'm just happy to be here. You know, I got a fresh start. I'm excited to show the world what I'm able to do. I got great teammates. I got a great offensive line. They've been doing a great job for me. And we're going to keep picking each other up and keep rolling.
Thanks, Saquon.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I mean, Saquon Barkley, it brought him there for one reason. That was what he did today. I mean, this team held scoreless into the fourth quarter, and he stepped up big the long run. And you don't really see running backs now. They pull away from defensive back to safety. He outran everybody to the end zone. The second touchdown, a power run. The two-point conversion, a power run. They lost. Yeah, A.J. Brown's out. So Smith gets knocked out the game. He and Goddard stepped up when the team needed it the most. I mean, Saquon is a sensational player.
Yeah, and I'll go back to the defense because I put the challenge out there in the beginning of the day. That defense played poorly last week, and it's going to be interesting to see what Dallas does on defense later on today in our next matchup. When you play that badly, you can't wait to get back on the field for redemption. And Philadelphia's defense, what do you say about the mistakes, the penalties, the turnovers, the decision-making?
Special teams.
The defense played their rear end off. They gave up some plays, and that crossing route to Goddard, you know, and they picked.
They couldn't have picked. Here's the thing. Jimmy knows this. They could not have picked had it been zone.
Yeah.
He would have run from one guy between another guy. They actually went in man-to-man coverage. He ran with him. Goddard crosses, and the two backs collide.
It was something because they had enough separation.
Right.
I think those defensive backs just didn't judge each other.
They were playing man coverage.
Right. So let me
so
ask you real quick here, Jimmy. Why was Philly's defense able to do what no one else has been able to do against this New Orleans offense?
Talent.
Yeah.
That up front, like